All right, we are live. Hey guys, we're here. Hey Facebook and YouTube. We're doing something different today. So we have two live broadcasts going on. I'm live here today with Latasha, credit specialist, and myself, Ida Robinson, the real estate maven. Just bringing all of this good knowledge to you guys. Every Wednesday, I'm bringing. Look at every Wednesday I'm bringing different professionals on, just talking about different things. And tonight we're talking everything credit. So I'll allow Latasha to introduce herself while I check my system. So go ahead and introduce yourself, Latasha.
Wow, thank you so much, Miss Maven Ida Robinson. I do want to give it back to you for even allowing me to utilize your platform to share what I am so passionate about. And that is really empowering people with some information that was not taught to us when we were growing up to make sure that our futures are sustainable, what we want them to be, and that we're able to get the things that we want, need, and desire. You know, they don't teach us about credit, they don't teach us about money, they don't teach us about entrepreneurship. So we're here to teach you guys some things that you've probably been wanting to know a little bit more about. And we're gonna give you the tea, the credit tea
Oh,
tonight to really empower you to get that real estate, them generational wealth building going.
look, I love it. So I already knew Tasha energy was going to be amazing. I already knew that she was going to be here ready to represent and just share everything with you guys, just pour. So we came up with some good questions. If you guys have any questions, you can actually put them in the comments. I can see the comments. Hey Flo, how you doing today? Flo said hello, Tasha.
Hey, Claudine.
Uh-huh. So I just want to do a quick disclaimer and let you guys know that I am in the house. Hold on, excuse me. I am in a house and I have a full household. So if you guys hear anything in the background, please forgive me. That's just a small disclaimer, real quick up top. So we got some good questions. We came up with some good questions. Some of the things that we hear a lot from individuals that just want to know more about credit or just want to prepare themselves for home ownership or just prepare themselves, excuse me, for major purchases, because one thing about credit is it's bigger than home ownership. It's something, it's a lifestyle. It's something that you guys should want to obtain and maintain for the duration of your life, because we're always going to need it. So Tasha, I'm gonna start off with just asking you one simple question: what is a FICO score?
Okay. Well, a FICO score, right? Well, first of all, FICO stands for Fair Isaac Corporation. And the Fair Isaac Corporation actually is the one that computes our three-digit number that every single American has. So when you are born, we all have a social security number, but we're not taught how to leverage that number to be able to have great credit, great finances, and great opportunities, right? So your FICO score basically is it dictates your risk level to a lender. So the lower that three-digit number, the higher the risk, which means your interest rates are going to be high. You may have more out-of-pocket expenses, but the higher that number, the lower your risk. You know, you're going to get approved for anything. You know, $20,000 credit card limits, you know, without even thinking twice about it. So we want to make sure that that three-digit number, you guys, within the FICO Isaac system is at close to 850 as possible. That's it. That's the highest that a FICO score can go to. So you want to get in the range between 720 to 850. So remember, the higher you go, the lower your risk, and you're likely to get approved for the things that you want, need, and desire in life.
All right, that is amazing. So, what factors are used to calculate this credit score slash FICO score? What factors? What do lenders look at, and what factors are put? Not what lenders look at. I'm gonna just say go back to factors. What factors are considered when developing this score?
Well, there are five different factors, right, when it comes to analyzing to calculate what your credit score is. And this is what I had to get really educated about when I myself needed, credit restoration to get myself up because I didn't even know how my scores were calculated. So first of all, it's 5 different ways, and it's considered a pie chart to total 100%. So
Mhm.
35% of this pie chart is considered your payment history. So this means you got to get in the habit of paying your bills on time. And when I say your bills that are reporting to the credit bureaus. So your credit cards, your car notes, your mortgages, your lines of credit, you got to make sure you're paying those things on time. 30% of your credit score is your utilization. So that
Mhm.
means you want to have more credit available to you than less balances of what you owe. So if you have $1,000 credit card, you only want to have a balance at any given time of $300 or less to ensure you always see your credit score increase. Once it goes above that, which is 30%, you will start to see your score decrease because you're again being like a high risk to a lender. You're over leveraging your credit. So you definitely want to make sure you keep your balances 30% or less of your credit limit. That's the second way. The third way is 15%, which is your types of credit. So you want to have a mixture of credit going on. You want to have credit cards. You want to have store credit cards. You want to have a mortgage. You want to have a car note. Though there are closed-ended accounts and then there are open-ended accounts. Credit cards are your open-ended. They're always going to be open. You can always pay yourself back. Car notes or mortgages are closed-ended loans. So you start out with a high amount and you're paying into it monthly to bring it down over time. So you want to have a good mixture of those types of accounts going on. All right. The
Okay.
fourth way is 10%, which means your new credit. So whenever you apply for new credit, that is considered 10% of your credit score. So you don't want to have a lot of inquiries, maybe 4, maximum 5 throughout the year. But once
Mm.
you begin to go over that, it tells the story as if you're desperate for credit because obviously you keep getting denied. So you want to know where you stand before you even go out and apply for things. That's very, very important. And then the last factor, 10%, excuse me, I wrote some notes,
No, take your time.
is
Quench
your
your
new
thirst too if
credit.
you need to. So-
Yes, yes, is your new credit. So 10% is your new credit. So whenever you go out and you actually get approved for credit cards and things of that nature, that applies to 10% of your credit score. But listen, of these 5 factors, Miss Ida,
Mhm.
the two that you really want to make sure you're paying very close attention to is your payment history and your utilization. If you can take care of these things together, meaning pay your bills on time and not max out your credit cards, you
Mhm.
will consistently see your score rise every single month.
And it's amazing that you're talking about credit utilization because I think that that is a big thing for most people. You get a lot of people that go out here, they get these credit cards, they might get approved for 2,500, 3,000, 1,200. First thing they do is go out and spend it up, and not even realizing that because you've spent up your credit card so much, it's been impacted negatively on your credit report. So that is definitely something that I think people should really pay close attention to, because the crazy part about it is the amount that they're asking us not to spend, excuse me guys, the amount that they asking us not, I mean, to spend is very low. Like you said, $1,000 and you only need to spend $300, and they like, well, hold up, I had my eyes on that
Yeah,
that bag that I seen. They want to go and just spin it up. So if you want your credit score to maintain a really good score and continue to rise, you want to pay close attention to how much you're spending. Okay, so what is considered a good and bad credit score? So you kind of talked about in the beginning what is the highest credit score and where people need to be anywhere between 720 to 8, I think you said 820 or 850.
mhm.
What is considered a bad credit score and what is considered a fair credit score?
Okay, so there are different ranges of credit scores. The lowest that anyone's credit score can go to is a 350. 350
Mhm.
is the lowest. So anything between a 350 and a 620, you guys, is considered pretty terrible credit. So you want to get above 620. Really, you want to shoot towards 640. 640 is where you do start to get approved for some credit cards that are unsecured, meaning you don't have to actually use money to establish the account. That would be a secure credit card. But 350 to about 620, you're not in a good place, and you definitely need to talk to with someone to help you better understand how to maximize the things that are on your credit and maybe remove some things that are hindering you. In the
Yeah.
625 to a 660, that's considered fair. And then
Mhm.
once you get to 670 to 720, that's considered good. And then anything above 720 or better is considered good to excellent.
Okay, so this is a little curveball because it's not on our list. So I hope you with me here.
Okay.
What made the credit score requirements go up? Because at one point 620 was a decent score. So then out of nowhere, the credit scores went all the way up to 850. I mean, the requirements changed. So what factors are taken? I mean, I don't know if you know this, but what is taken into consideration and what made them decide to go up? Because you could have at one point 700 was, hey, you had A+ credit.
Yep, yep, that is true. Now, that is a question that I'm going to say I don't know the complete true
Okay.
answer to, but
Okay.
I'm going to give my expert opinion on it. I believe that criteria when it comes to your credit is made more challenging when we are better educated about it.
Mm.
That's my that's what I feel. When they feel like most people that normally don't get access to things that they haven't gotten access to before, they want to
Mhm.
make it harder for those people
Mm.
to not grasp those opportunities.
Y'all hear that? I mean, and that makes sense though. I mean,
Mhm.
and I know that's just your educated opinion on it, but I think that it's fair to say that we see that on a daily basis with a number of things, even outside of credit scores. So, that makes sense. And I just always wonder because 800 wasn't even in the picture. And then next thing you know, it's going up before you know it. Credit is going to be extremely hard to maintain. So keep this
Yes,
stuff in mind, guys.
yes.
Okay, so what type of activity can lower your credit score outside of the credit utilization? Because I know we talked about that. And I know you kind of touched on inquiries and stuff, but if you just have a little bit of extra anything that can potentially lower your credit score that you can share with our guests, please let us know. Hey Denora, hey Kiana, hey Flo, hey guys, everyone that's watching. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm gonna just do a quick little recap. I'm talking to Latasha, she's a credit specialist, and we're talking about everything credit. So we're glad that you guys are here and joining us.
Yes. And look, someone on my live said I bought a house with a 620 in 1999.
Yeah, yeah, hey, and that 620 in 1999 probably was everything,
I'm telling you, I'm
I'm
telling
telling
you,
you.
you was winning in 1999 with a 620.
Yeah, and
Um,
just because y'all say that, I just want to let everyone know that you still can purchase a house with a lower credit score. You can purchase a house with a 580 credit score and have to put down 3.5%, and you can even purchase a house with a 500 credit score, but you'll have to put down 10%. But the lower your credit score, the higher your interest rate. So those are the things that we need to pay close attention to because your interest rate is what changes the game. Your interest rate is what can have you paying hundreds of thousands of dollars more than what you would have been paying had you worked on your credit score prior to moving into that, process to purchase a home.
absolutely, absolutely. But to get back to your question, like what really can damage or lower a credit score? One of the main things people don't even realize is when they make a late payment.
Mm,
Late payments, like one time, like you can have a stellar history, and that one time life happens, you may have forgotten or you got laid off or whatever the reason may be, you have a one late payment. Your score drops anywhere from 30 to 50 points. And it is
Mhm.
devastating for someone that, you know, may be in the 700 club and go all the way down to, you know, 590, 600 in a matter of
Wow.
seconds. So
Wow.
making sure you pay your bills on time is so, so important. And another way to help lower your score is when you have those unwanted collections and charge offs pop up onto your credit. They
Mhm.
can be just as damaging as a late payment. So you
Mhm.
definitely, that's why you want to monitor your credit at all times. And we'll talk about how often you guys should do that. But you definitely want to make sure you stay on top of not applying for credit all the time because the inquiry drops your score. You know,
Mhm.
making sure you pay your bills on time. And if you do pay your bills on time, then you won't run the risk of a collection or a charge off popping up on your credit report.
Mhm. Okay. All right. That's good. Thanks. Good stuff. What type of activity raises your credit score? Since we talked about lower, what type actually raises your credit score?
Okay. So making sure your utilization is low. That
Mm.
definitely helps to increase your credit score. You know, just say your car's right now over leveraged and you have $1,000 credit limit and right now you owe $800. When you bring your balance down to 300 or lower, you're going to see an additional 30 points or more just for that payment alone. So that
Mhm.
can definitely help to increase your credit score. Another way to help increase your credit score for those that may not have no credit is by getting a secure card or some type of credit card being applied to your profile.
Mm.
If you don't have credit right now, you're basically missing everything that's in that pie chart. And 65%, remember, is the key to really getting great credit. So once you have that account applied to your profile, you know, once you apply and get approved, it may take about 30 days or so, but you're
Mhm.
going to see a significant jump in your score because now you have history. You
Mhm.
need history in order for your score to calculate where you need it to be. So those are really the two major ways, you know, to ensure that you're always increasing your credit scores.
Okay, great. And like you talked about, for those who don't have credit score, I know your company have opportunities for people to credit their rent, different things like that. Like you said, the secure credit card. And believe it or not, everybody don't even get approved for a secure credit card. I mean, banks won't even approve you to have a secure credit card, and that's with your own money.
It's crazy. It is
Mhm.
crazy that even with the secure credit card, they take you through a credit check.
Mhm.
Shouldn't we get some grace to say, listen, I want to, you know, invest in myself and put this $500 towards, you know, me helping to build my credit for the things I'm trying to get in the future. But
Mhm.
unfortunately, a lot of people still do get denied. But just to let you guys know, if you need a secure credit card, you may have applied for one in the past and were denied. I have a partner to help you get approved. Bad credit, no credit, nobody is denied. You know, we are a rebuilding company. So we partner with people that help our clients rebuild while they are repairing. So definitely, secure credit card is something that is within reach. You just got to make sure you have the right connections that's plugging you into where you can actually get these things. And also real quick, Ida, you did mention credit my rent.
Mhm.
And this is something that anybody should definitely utilize if you are in the market of buying a house and you need some like real quick scores. Your rental history right now, you don't get credit for that every single month. You
Mhm.
only get credit when you get evicted or you don't pay, right? Which is unfortunate. So what about all of those years of you paying your rent on time? Just think if you got all of that applied to your credit report,
Mhm.
you see a significant increase within about 30 days. And it
Mhm.
helps to balance out the median score that a lender is going to look for to see what you can get approved for based on your score. So those are the two
Mhm.
things to really help you as well. Credit
Okay.
monitoring and secure credit card.
Okay, great. Um What score do I need to? What score? Some most people ask this question, and since we're on here and we're talking about generational wealth, we're talking about home ownership, we're talking about credit. What score? And I know you're not a lender, but I know that you probably are familiar with this because you are a credit specialist. What score do you need to qualify for a home?
Well, I think we kind of talked about it
We did a
briefly.
little bit. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so really a 580, which is
Mhm,
considered bad credit, you can get approved, for a mortgage. Um,
mhm,
640, I think that's what most realtors and lenders want to have you at so that you aren't over leveraging the interest rate that may be applied to your loan.
mhm,
But your score can be as low as a 580, you still
mhm,
get approved. And let's say you continuously work on your credit to build it up, hey, you can go back and refinance at a later date.
mhm,
So it all depends on your goal, your motivation. If you have a motivation that says, listen, I got to get out of this apartment by XYZ date, I just need my score to get to a 580 so that I can get through the door. Okay,
mhm,
we can help you to do that.
mhm,
But if you get through the door and you still want to continuously improve it, we can help you do that as well because now you have more options than you
mhm.
did before with the 580, but you've gotten to the goal of home ownership.
So I will just share real quick that 580 will get you approved for a FHA loan, which is 3.5% down payment. I know a lot of my clients and a lot of those that's watching actually want to be approved for some type of down payment assistance program. A lot of people say, hey, are there any down payment assistance programs that I'm eligible for? So just to let you guys know, majority of the down payment assistance programs definitely require a little higher credit score. They have their different requirements. Some agencies and some lending companies have their own products. So every loan is different, but I do want to just share, although you can get a loan for 580, there's some programs that you could potentially be eligible for that will require for you to have a higher credit score. But you get with the right lender, the lender will actually look at your credit and look at your financial situation. And if you need that program, they'll say, hey, I know you need that program. Let me take you through this process to see if we can get your credit, what you need to pay off to get your credit score where you need it to be eligible for that program. So there's many things that can be done. And this is off topic a little bit, but I just want you guys to know if you're in the process of home ownership, don't think that you have to pay off everything before you can purchase your house. I hear a lot of individuals talk about oh, I just need to pay off this one thing, or I have to pay off a couple of things that I need to pay off. That's not always the case because some of those things are probably not even considered to be able to get your home loan. So it's always good to be able to get either connected with a lender through your realtor or go through your bank or a trusted financial person to find out exactly what you need to do to get your credit where it needs to be for you to purchase your home. Okay. All right. So, how can you get a copy of your credit report?
Oh, okay. That's a great question. So everybody is allowed to get a free copy of all three of their credit reports once a year. All right. And you can go to annualcreditreport.com to do that. That is annualcreditreport.com to pull your credit reports for free every single year, once a year. Now, if you want to pull your credit report more than once a year, you can sign up for a credit monitoring service, okay? That actually shows you all three of your credit bureau accounts. And I will tell you the one that I like and recommend, especially since we're talking about real estate and your FICO score is what a lender goes by. MyFICO.com is what you want to invest in. That's myfico.com. Your FICO score, man, if you log in and see that, there are like 9 different FICO models that different creditors go by. So a lender may go by FICO 8, where a credit card company goes by FICO 7, and you have
Mm-hmm.
different scores within each model. So do know the credit karmas and the credit check totals and the credit sesames. Yeah, you do see your score there, but that's not what you want to go by when you're in the business of shopping for a house or looking to apply for a credit card, because that's your Vantage score, not your FICO score. So it just gives you an estimate of kind of the range of where you are. But to know exactly where you stand, myfico.com is what you need to sign up for.
Okay. All right. That's good stuff. So I've been trying to put the websites down in the broadcast if you guys can see it as Latasha say them right now. www.myficoscore.com
So no,
is
it's my
there.
FICO without the score, Miss Ida.
Oh, my FICO. Okay, see, I'm glad. I'm glad. See, we getting this together. So you guys got it. I deleted it now, but you got it. MyFICO.com. And also to get a copy of your credit report, www.annualcreditreport.com. Is that correct,
That's
Natasha?
correct.
Okay,
Yes.
so that is a site that you can go to and get your credit report. You're entitled to a free credit report every year. I've also heard some individuals say it's best to instead of getting all three of them at the same time, break it up in increments and maybe get your especially if you're in the process of rebuilding your score, so you can see how things are adjusting. Although each credit bureau has different scores and they have different companies reporting to them, just if you want to just be able to take a look at it and see if it's any derogatory, some things that need to be changed, even when it comes down to your address, the spelling of your name, all kind. You want to make sure everything on your credit report is correct. So how often should you view your credit report, Tasha? How often should people actually look at their credit? Rather it's their score, rather it's their report. How often should people monitor that?
Well, the experts say that once a year. The experts say
Okay.
you can look at your report once a year, to make sure no one's compromised your identity. There's some things on there you don't know, or maybe some things on there you need to address. They say once a year.
Okay.
Me personally, I say every 30 days. And for someone that has great credit, some people check it every single day. Just
Wow.
to ensure that nothing pops up, because we never know when something may come back from our past and it will pop back up onto our credit and drop our scores. And the faster you address those things, the,
Mhm.
the easier it's going to help you to get it removed. So you
So is
want to
that
make
a little
sure.
credit OCD? So,
Yes, it is like OCD. Uh-huh. And look, you guys should know too. You can check your credit as often as you want, and it does not affect your score negatively. The only time it affects your score negatively is when a creditor or you give someone else your social and they're pulling
mm,
it. You yourself can look at your credit score as many times as you choose. But I'd say every 30 days, just make sure everything looks good. But
mhm,
the professionals and the experts say, once a year is just fine.
mm.
Uh-oh, I'm losing you, Ida. Can you hear me?
Okay. So I just want to
Okay, we might have got a bad connection, you guys. So stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. Thanks for tuning in. Happy hump day. Here we go.
hold on. I can hear you, but hold on for a second.
Okay. Can you hear me, Miss Ida? So thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. I hope you learned some good nuggets.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I don't see me. Okay.
Oh God. I knew this was gonna happen on a good show. Hold on.
I'm with you.
Okay.
I hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Please share this if you find this information
For a
valuable.
second.
Know someone is in the market of buying a house, or maybe they just want to upgrade their apartment, get out of the neighborhood that they're in. Okay. Please share this information. This is free nuggets, free knowledge, that somebody needs to hear. All right. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. Appreciate it. Sit tight, everyone. I is going to get us back to going in just a few moments. I wish I can see who's out there. If we had any comments. So, with coronavirus and everything going on, I think I want to mention this to you guys that so many people are really taking their finances very, very seriously. Business has been ever booming, in spite of everything that's going on. And do know when there's a crisis, that's when you definitely want to figure out what it is that you need to do, write it down on paper, and put yourself a plan together. I'm back, Ida. I see you? Can you hear
I
me?
can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Can you
can.
hear me?
Yep.
Oh, good. See, look, I love you. I hear you over there keeping it going. I appreciate that. Look, we had some technical difficulties, guys. Thank you for bearing with us. But you can finish your thought because I heard you talking about some stuff.
No, I was just letting people know, sometimes when people are in a crisis, they think of the worst. But there are a lot of people
Hmm.
that are thinking of the future and they want to get themselves and their finances in order because, with the economy the way it is, really, real
Hmm.
estate is being given away. Interest rates are lower than they've ever been before. And
Hmm.
you can't cash on those opportunities if your credit is not the best. So a lot of people are definitely taking their finances seriously, and they're working on getting their credit and things like that in order.
Okay. Well, thank you so much again. And guys, thank you for bearing with us. We had a little technical difficulties, but I'm sure you guys know how social media works. I knew I was looking a little close. I don't like this, but okay, we'll stay like this. All right, so okay, there I go. So the next question, Tasha, is when should someone consult a credit professional about their credit?
Well, it can be really as soon as you feel like your score is on at a 700. If you don't have a score of a 700, you should definitely consult a professional and just find out some steps that you can take proactively, whether it be you doing something on your end or you're actually investing into something to help you. And even if people do have a 720, there are some people that don't even know how they got to that. So that means
Hmm.
if you're not educated and don't know, you run the risk of, letting that go all the way down the toilet because you're not educated about payment history. You're not educated about inquiries. So even if your credit is high and you still are unsure, reach out to a professional. The one thing you should do is never think questions are dumb questions. They are dumb
Hmm.
questions if you don't ask. So ask as soon as possible, whether you know and understand credit or you don't. I recommend you reach out to a professional ASAP.
Okay. So is there anything that a person could do on their own to rebuild their credit score?
Yeah, there are a lot of things they can do. One, they can bring down their credit card balances, right? Two, if they have some negative things on their credit, do know that you as the consumer can do some steps to dispute the things on your own credit report, right?
Mhm.
Credit Karma and Experian and a lot of these other credit monitoring sites, they do have a way for you to dispute line items, right? If you say,
Mhm.
okay, this isn't mine and this is a dispute, it will go through the process, and in 30 days they'll tell you whether it is, something that's been verified or whether it has been removed from your profile. But do know when you do it that way or do it on your own, it requires a lot of patience. It is very
Okay.
tedious, it's very time consuming. And if you don't really know the laws that's behind the Fair Credit Reporting Act and all these other legal terminologies to really help you get fast results, again, that's why you want to really result to a professional. But you can actually dispute some of those things on your own if you know the language to place in your letters.
Okay, that makes much sense. I think we kind of talked about this. The next question was, what steps can a person take to prepare themselves for home ownership? But I think we kind of talked about it. But I know you had the questions in advance. I don't know if you wrote any notes down that you just want to plug in, but I know we kind of dived into that a little bit. It's up to you. If not, I'll just go to the next question.
I didn't write any notes on that question, but to prepare for home ownership, one, you got to know your credit score, and two, you got to have your finances in order. Because even though you
Mhm.
have great credit, they still want to see, can you afford a mortgage? So you definitely want to make sure you have a savings together. You have a plan to help you get to the next level. But the first step to home ownership is just knowing where your scores are to see if you are at the level to go ahead and get approved for for a mortgage.
Okay, so anyone that's viewing this broadcast, if you are in the process of looking to purchase a home anytime soon, I do have a home buyers workshop that's going on. It's actually going on tomorrow, and it's a virtual workshop. It's not too late to register for the workshop. You'll see the registration link and everything going. Scrolling through the video. I just wanted to put that out there since we talked about that. And this is a whole different topic. Anyone that's watching or that will watch the replay, if y'all have any questions, y'all can put them down. Latasha will be able to check them out and reach out to you. You can go to her inbox. She's tagged on most of my posts, so you guys can definitely reach out to her. So I'm not going to dig too deep into this, but I always love hearing about this portion of the program because this is where I fall in line. And I just want to know really quickly, what is the difference between personal credit and business credit?
Hmm. Personal credit and business credit. So business credit, well, your personal credit, first of all, is attached to your social. Your social security
Mhm.
number generates your personal credit score. And again, credit scores in your personal side can range from 350 all the way to 850. All right. Now, when it comes to business credit, that's a whole nother ball game because now you've generated what we call an EIN, an employer identification number, which is similar to a social, but you're able to now leverage either both opportunities as far as those numbers, or if you over leverage your personal credit, now you can go over here and generate credit on the business side, and in your personal, you can just stay over there. You can address that whenever you need to. So business credit is for people that are business owners. You have an EIN, you have some articles of incorporation, you have a business checking account. Those are really the three major things to be able to generate a business credit score. And the credit score in the business world is all the way from 0 to 99. So 99 being the highest is what your business credit score can be calculated as.
Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. I like to ask Tasha about business credit because Tasha not only deal have a company that deals with personal credit. She also has a company that deals with business credit and business funding, a lot of different things. So she's very resourceful when it comes to credit. Period. Rather you're a business owner, a personal, someone that's just an individual that want to build your credit score, a business owner that's looking to obtain funding for their business. She have everything going on that can help you. So I always like to plug into that. So real quick, we're getting close to the end. I'm so sorry again for the interruption. That kind of messed our jam up a little bit, but at the end of the day, we all good. Tasha, do you have any tips that you want to share? If it's about personal or business credit, do you have any tips that you think that our viewers that's either watching now or that's going to watch the replay would be able to really appreciate?
Okay. Well, first of all, again, thank you, Ida, for having me. You know, your platform is amazing, and I really appreciate your positivity and you always supporting me throughout the years. And, you know, I've met you from a can of paint, and that just goes to show, you know, how strangers really do support you as long as you're making sure you're sharing the right information to help people. So, again, thank you so much. But you know, I think a tip I want to leave people with, just based on conversations that I have daily with a lot of people, a lot of people are afraid to even see where they stand when it comes to their credit. You know, when I
Mm,
ask people what are their credit scores, they're like, I don't know. You know, I'm really afraid to even look. Don't be afraid. The first thing to make things better is to know where you stand so we know how to attack and challenge it. You know, credit and money sometimes makes people fearful, but don't be fearful. You got to run to it because that's what's going to take you to the promised land of everything that you're looking for on the other side. So I just try to give people some encouragement and motivation to know that that three-digit number may seem scary to you, but look, it's just the number. There are ways to help you go to where you need to be. And then we're going to help take that information and share it with somebody else. Because we don't want our children making the same mistakes that we've made because of the lack of knowledge and the fearfulness, you know, that we've had over the years. So just being more educated, you know, making sure you're plugged into somebody that's going to help guide you to where you need to be. And do know when you get a credit card, don't think automatically you have all of that money available to you because that's what the credit card companies want you to think. They want
mm,
to think, okay, here's this $1,000 credit card. Congratulations. No, don't use all of that money and don't use it in place of monies that you don't have. That's
mm,
how people get into credit card debt because they can't afford to pay it back when they get the bill in 30 days. Don't
mm.
over leverage your credit. Use it wisely. Use it when you need it. So when in case of emergencies do happen, your credit is there and it definitely will bring you the power that you're looking for.
Mm. And Tasha said the major word, y'all, credit is power. You walk into somewhere with the right credit score, you the biggest thing is understanding your credit, understanding the leverage that you have with credit, and knowing when to use it and when not to use it, because it's power and it's leverage. So you can do many things as long as you utilize it to the best of your ability and keep your score where you need your score to be. So one of the things, Tasha, I mean, of course, this interview was amazing. You gave out some really good nuggets. Tasha also have a digital product, a digital resource that she wanted to share with you guys. If you want to download it, you'll see the link is on this video below. But Tasha, can you tell us a little bit about this digital resource guide that you provided for our audience today?
Yes. I wanted to kind of summarize some of the things that people really need to understand when it comes to their credit. So we talked about a lot, but I put the main things that people should know within this digital guide. So how your credit scores are calculated, a lot of frequently asked questions, what people need to know about the credit bureaus, because people sometimes hear that word bureau and they think it's a part of the government. No, they're just privately held companies like any other business, where they're in the business of making money. Don't be afraid of them. So it's just a guide to really guide you step by step to kind of understand how you can basically improve your credit scores. And if you need assistance, or someone like me to help take the time that's needed to get you to where you need to be, I'm definitely here to help. So it was just a free guide I wanted to give people, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Okay, so I cannot let us get off this live without allowing you to let the audience know, those that's watching now, those that's going to watch the replay, how could you assist them in any way when it comes to credit? What services do you provide? How could they get in contact with you? We want some social media handles. We want, just some information that they can just, hit you in the DM, whatever. How could you help them, and how can they get in contact with you?
Great. Well, first of all, do know that everybody's situation is different. Everybody has different things on their credit report, which means some people may get results a little sooner than others, but you will get results regardless. So just understand that a consultation with me is no cost at all. I provide information and knowledge to people every single day, and then they make the choice to understand and say, okay, I don't have the time. I don't have the understanding. Can you please help me? So people do invest into my credit restoration service, and do understand that when a person actually signs up with me or anybody that's on my team. Oh, and by the way, you're going to have an awesome guest tomorrow who's a part of my team, Miss Kiana Rand, that's going to teach you guys when it comes to the virtual home ownership that you guys register for on tomorrow. So listen, we are here to educate people. So that is the big difference between me, my team, and a lot of other people. We don't want to just put people into a system and let them be the blind leading the blind. We want to educate you based on what's going on with your credit, what you need to do with your credit. How do you do these things, and how do you not go backwards once we help you with your credit? Education is very key in this. My trials, my errors, my mistakes is what make me so passionate, about this information, because I was blown away, to have 200 points added to my scores and me not know a thing about credit repair. I'm like, how did you do that? So I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to get as educated as I could about it. And I haven't looked back ever since, and not just my own credit, but making sure my family, my loved ones, the people that are near and dear to me have great credit as well, because you are who you hang around at the end of the day. And I want to make sure everybody that I'm associated with knows how to obtain a great credit score. So to reach out to me for, a consultation, you can do it a number of ways. My Instagram is Grow with Latasha. Again, that's Grow with Latasha. You can find me here on Facebook, Latasha Ladybug. I do have a website that is LDR Credit Solutions, and LDR pretty much stands for Life Demands Results. You need results in your life. You're not going to get anywhere if you're not having any results. So LDR Credit Solutions is my website. And if you want to send me a traditional email, all right, you can do that as well at info@ldrcreditsolutions.com. Or of course, hit me up in my DM. Oh, and I didn't give you my phone number. Let me give you my number in case you want to call me. Call me. Two
Ah,
four zero 353 8440. Again, that's 240-353-8440. You guys, thank you so much for your attentiveness. I really, really appreciate it.
okay, now this was amazing. I really appreciate you again. Thank you guys for watching us. Thank you guys for watching the replay. If you have any questions for Latasha, she gave you all of her contact information. If you download the digital resource, I'm sure she still have that information within that resource as well, that you guys can be able to find her. But again, we appreciate you, Tasha. I love you. Thank you so much. It's all about, back to what you said, it's all about support. At the end of the day, we have to support one another's each other's business. You can't be successful by yourself. It requires for you to have a support system. You might not always find that support system from your closest friends or your closest family. If you find that from another genuine winner who is looking to win, other boss women build other boss women, and I appreciate you, and we'll continue to do other things, bigger things, rather it's virtual, in person, or whatever. So thanks again, and bye guys. Thank you for being patient and tuning in with us. Talk to you later.
Peace.